Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. In the haunted house of life, art is the only stair that doesn't creak. You fall because you are human, and rise because you are divine. Verily, God does not reward man for what he does, but for what he is. Someone else's progress doesn't make yours any less. In the end, you have to choose whether or not to trust someone. Plan for what it is difficult while it is easy. Do what is great while it is small. In fact, the truth cannot be communicated until it is perceived. He who knows all the answers has not been asked all the questions. Once friends as batchmates, but now different batches divide us. Winning isn't enough. The acme of all skill is to defeat your enemy before taking the field. The easiest way to be reborn is to live and feel life every day. If I have seen further than others, it is by standing upon the shoulders of giants. All I have is all I need, and all I need is all I have in this moment. Opening up to the wrong person is like putting ammo in their hands. Stay in the center, and you will be ready to move in any direction. No one is useless in this world who lightens the burdens of others. Great men are like eagles and build their nest on some lofty solitude. Go to heaven for the climate and hell for the company. But the only way never to do the wrong thing is never to do anything. You must let suffering speak if you want to hear the truth. The true vocation of man is to find his way for himself. Shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. Hearing voices no one else can hear isn't a good sign, even in the wizarding world. In war, practice dissimulation and you will succeed. So long as you fight the darkness, you stand in the light. He who knows his enemy and himself well will not be defeated easily. If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. It's not what you are in life, but what you make of it. To attain knowledge, add things every day. To attain wisdom, remove things every day. People don't always want to be with people. It gets tiring. If you make a mistake and do not correct it, this is called a mistake. It's good to do uncomfortable things. It's weight training for life. I'm not a product of my circumstances. I am a product of my decisions. History, Stephen said, is a nightmare from which I am trying to awake. The scholar does not consider gold and jade to be precious treasures, but loyalty and good faith. Colors blind the eye, sounds deafen the ear, flavors numb the taste, thoughts weaken the mind, desires wither the heart. Most of what matters in our lives takes place in our absence. Strange what being forced to slow down could do to a person. I had forgotten how much light there is in the world till you gave it back to me. Everything is relative in this world, where change alone endures. A common man marvels at uncommon things. A wise man marvels at the commonplace. Weak people revenge. Strong people forgive. Intelligent people ignore. My fear was not of death itself, but a death without meaning. If you dare nothing, then when the day is over, nothing is all you will have gained. A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. Education is not the learning of facts, it's rather the training of the mind to think. After all, if you run far enough, no one can catch you. Start each day with a positive thought and a grateful heart. Gratitude creates hope, and hope activates the law of attraction. Dream your own dreams, achieve your own goals. Your journey is your own and unique. Make the most of yourself, for that is all there is of you. We destroy in assumptions, but we do not build in possibilities. All men know the use of the useful, but nobody knows the use of the useless. Everything is created twice, first in the mind and then in reality. There is nothing more frightful than ignorance in action. If truth is not acceptable, it becomes the imagination of others. Human beings must have action, and they will make it if they cannot find it. Concern for man and his fate must always form the chief interest of all technical endeavors. Never forget this in the midst of your diagrams and equations. The secret to creativity is knowing how to hide your sources. Any fool can know. The point is to understand. Everything is hard before it is easy. In business, professionalism is not a tactic but a moral value. Those who know do not speak. Those who speak do not know. Être dans le ventre, c'est avoir le destin des feuilles mortes. Take care of your body. Remember, health is another form of wealth. Some things you hear with your ears, others you hear with your heart. Freedom is the right to tell people what they do not want to hear. A person's limitations are only measured by their drive to succeed. It was always the becoming he dreamed of, never the being. No one dies of fatal truths nowadays. There are too many antidotes. The world is already full of critics. To stand out, be an encourager. Sometimes we create our own heart, breaks through expectation. Only he who has no use for the empire is fit to be entrusted with it. It's often only in the lies we refuse to speak that any truth can be heard at all. Light in your mind is better than darkness in your soul. For every expert, there is an equal and opposite expert. Don't be afraid of failure. This is the way to succeed. It takes more effort to avoid the truth than it does to face it. I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. A clown on a throne is still a clown. A king in rags is still a king. If you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. Earth's crammed with heaven, but only he who sees takes off his shoes. If people treat you like an option, leave them like a choice. I cannot teach anybody anything. I can only make them think. Ultimate excellence lies not in winning every battle, but in defeating the enemy without ever fighting. If freedom is short of weapons, we must compensate with willpower. Without subtle ingenuity of mind, one cannot make certain of the truth of their reports. Remember that you are only alive now. This is the only moment you have. Embrace it. Everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. Positive expectations are the mark of the superior personality. Just let it be. If it's meant to be, it will happen. Fear can only grow in darkness. Once you face fear with light, you win. Because people don't have wings, we look for ways to fly. Never let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. Yesterday is not ours to recover, but tomorrow is ours to win or lose. You can measure the size of a person by what makes him or her angry. By what men think, we create the world around us daily new. The mind is its own place, and in itself can make a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven. In my heart's most secret place, I pity them as angels do.